Hello, this video is to show you how to access the audit data standard order to cache. This is one of the data that would typically be used for things like audit. Um, it is published by the uh, AICPA and the CIMA. The problem is that if you're looking at this from the textbook, you might have a little bit of issue because the approach to access this data is a little bit different. And I hope this video will help you in terms of how you get access to the data. So if you follow the instruction in data analytics textbook or material, it's basically going to tell you to search for the audit data standards order to cache. And then you have access to the PDF. Sometimes it doesn't really work that straight away. You have the options here, but the right place to access it is actually from the AICPA and CIMA. This other one here, I have personally not looked at that. Let me actually see what that is. So you have this here, which is this table. Okay, similar to the other one, but the one I want you to have access to is the one from AICPA CIMA. So if you just basically click on this link, it's going to tell you that you can access the data, that you have to be a member to be able to access the data. And when you open this link, which I did initially, you're going to find a window similar to this, and you won't be able to access the data. It don't ask you whether you are already a member of AICPA or CIMA. You could say no, and then you have the option to register from here. So when you register to be AICPA or CIMA member, you could register as a non-CPA. So there's option there that will ask you if you are a CPA. Basically say no if you are not a CPA. And then that eventually register you. You could skip some of the questions that it will be asking you, and then take this same information that you search here, kind of copy it, and then come here to, once you register, your page will look similarly to this, and then you basically have a search button on the top. You have that information here, the same audit data standard order to cache, and then you search for that. Once you search for that, you have the information here in order to cache subledger standard. And when I right-click this, I can download the PDF. Just kind of scroll down, takes a few seconds. Okay, scroll down here, and then you could download the PDF here. I already downloaded one, so I won't be wasting time doing the same, or you can download it from here. So you're going to have the PDF similar to this, like what you have here. So this is for July 2015. What this shows you, if you follow the instruction there, it shows you to go to a table where you have the some of the notation or the data table convention. Okay, so you have these tables here. So it gives you some idea about the field name that is used for the extensible business reporting language taxonomy. So this gives you some ideas about if you are accessing data from Edgar, which is from the Security and Exchange Commission for financial statement. These are some of the naming convention for some of the variables that are in that data. So which possibly we will be using later or at some point for any project you have to do, you need to get some of these variables. You could basically use some of this naming convention to get a variable to use for your data collection from the IGAN database or the Security and Exchange Commission. So if you follow the instructions in the Data Analytics Lab 1, basically you could use this to solve that particular problem.